Morning, folks. I'm back to the woodshed. Starting to get more and more roomy in here. Emptier it gets, there's a lot more room. But anyway, I wanted to show that bobcat and coyote first thing here. And then I had a couple of folks say, well, you need to go after those coyotes. There are quite a few of them up there. But I got a new magazine in the mail. So I'll show you the prices here and why I'm not chasing them. Anyway, bobcat and coyote first. Here we go. Pretty feisty bobcat, ain't he? That tree was right there. He could have climbed up that and been out of the way, no problem. But he stood his ground and fought. Pretty feisty. He's a big one, though. A friend of mine, Pete Stamper, he died here a year or two ago, but he had some pet bobcats, and he had a Canadian lynx, and he had elk, he had fallow deer. For a little while, he had some kangaroos. They didn't last long in Idaho's winter, even heated. And seems like he had a couple of caribou, too. But he had all sorts of neat animals. And the one bobcat he got it as a kitten. And that thing weighed about 40 pounds. She was well fed and domestic, basically. But they do get pretty big. That one on this camera, it's a pretty good size one. He looks almost as big as that coyote. But anyway, speaking of coyotes, in the mail today, I got my new Fur Fish and Game, the March edition, and the fur market report in here. Over the years, I've kind of learned that whatever they quote in this magazine, expect about half of what they say and hope for more. Because whenever you're looking at fur prices, they're giving you the top dollar. The majority of them are going to go for much less. But anyhow, on coyotes, it says here, do you buy coyotes? That's a melody fur buyers know well. A few buyers are taking on some of the big pale to extra pale highline Montana types in the $30 to $40 range. Western skins with some puff to them and colored bellies are finding offers for $10 to $15. On better goods, most will be less. Producers are shocked when they get the $8 to $12 offer on many skins. If you could interest a buyer in looking at your pelts this year, they probably just want to pick out the very best ones. Most of them, you can't even sell them. Shot and sewn coyotes are turned away. Fur Harvesters has buyers with interest in the best Alberta and Northern Plains type skins, but at what level? Maybe $40 to $50. That's for the very best ones. A couple of years ago, the very best ones were $100 or more. Average was probably 40, 50 bucks. Now that's the high dollar. Most of them are going to sell for $6 or $8. No, I'd rather have them up there on the mountain. I like seeing them. They do take their share of fawn deer and that kind of thing, and they're hard on the game bird chicks and things like that. But you know, if you if you want the prices to come up, you kind of gotta. It's all about supply and demand. You kind of gotta limit their supply. The muskrats here, that's a good, very good example of limiting the supply. You know, I only caught, I think, 15 of those this year, which is fine. I mean, I had a little bit of fun doing it, and it didn't cost me really anything. I gotta go to town anyway, and that trap's in town. My two trap line. But it says muskrat. The muskrat market has been a disappointment. The world is awash with cheap brown ranched mink, and until these are used up, don't expect much movement on rats. Some dealers are quoting $2 tops, others $3, while others don't want them at all. Fur Harvesters has hundreds of thousands of muskrats in storage. Let's see how they sell later this month. And that bobcat, it's kind of funny. The season ended either February 14th or 15th, I think. Today is the 16th, 17th. So, season's over. Now the bobcat shows up. It's kind of funny. The places that I saw them earlier in the year on trail cameras, they didn't have any there. But on the fur market, what they call a lynx cat is a bobcat, and a Canadian lynx is a Canadian lynx. So they're two different animals. I don't know why they call them a lynx cat. I guess it sounds more cool than it does a bobcat. But it says here they're doing pretty good. They're down a little bit from what they were, but they're still pretty good money. It says buyers want to buy the better lynx cats from West Texas up through Oklahoma, Kansas, and northward for $100 to $150. Heavier skins from the northern Great Basin are finding offers of $200 to $300 on the best. The best collections from western Wyoming, Nevada, Idaho, eastern Oregon, and western Montana are bringing $400 to $500, with an occasional $600 to $800 range. Sure, some cowboy is always going to pay $1,000 or more for a cat here and there for advertising. Throw a few $1,000 skins in with a pile of good cats, and it hardly moves the average. Flatter, reddish coastal cats will find offers of $35 to $60. So, $500, I mean, if I could get even $200, it might be worth having. Worth doing. The reason I've never really tried very hard for bobcats is I'm allergic to them. I don't know so much about the wild cats, but house cats, my eyes will swell up like golf balls and itch, and it's just not worth it. Not for that. Not even for $1,000. It's not worth it. Be miserable for that long. But the couple of bobcats that I have caught by accident, I let one go. The other one, I was able to skin that and get away with it without puffing up. And I caught one mountain lion and shot another one, and they didn't really seem to bother me too badly. So, I don't know. It might have been something to go for, but season's closed now anyway, so it doesn't matter. You know, the other side of this is you can have your hides tanned and make something out of them. But that takes more time, more effort, more investment. To tan beavers like this, I think it was $35, $40, something like that. I finally finished my left mitten. They turned out kind of neat. they make your hands feel like you're wearing pom-poms. It looks worse in the camera though because it's closer, but I mean, look at that. A bear-sized hand. But anyway, the left one, it doesn't have as bad of a pucker as the right one. I don't understand what I did different, but they're kind of neat, and they're not actually finished. I want to put a lining in them and bind the edge. So that's all more time invested. If I can sell these for decent money, it might be worthwhile. Otherwise, Cindy will probably get them for Christmas. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the Bobcat and the Coyote, and we'll have to see what we can find on here next. That one trail camera, I don't know what the deal was. There was no, I had it set to video, there were no videos on it at all, but I moved the other trail camera to a different angle because it only had, I think, 38 videos last time, where the other one had 980. So I moved it a little closer in. The sensors on those, they're generally good for about 30 feet is all, so you want them to be pretty close. And I think it was a little too far away to pick up much. But on that one, this time there was 352, I think. The one that had 980 before didn't have anything at all. The battery meter showed that I still had like 75% battery left, so I didn't change them. But it shows that flash on the other camera. That flash, that is that camera that had no videos on it. So the infrared part of it was coming on. It should have had something, but it didn't have anything on it. And that one's always been really reliable in the past, so I think the batteries are probably just low. I don't know. Those batteries that Doug sent me, the rechargeable ones, they're all charged up and ready to go now. I didn't have them the other day, or I would have tried them out. But next time I will. Anyway, I'm babbling here. Got really nothing much today, but see you folks tomorrow, and have a great day. Bye.